So this is an initial build video and a project update video on my 3D printer. I didn't do an initial project update video when I got the kit, so this is simultaneously an update and an introduction. So I finished all the electromechanical pieces. So this is a single Z-axis style or single Z-axis bar style 3D printer, as opposed to like the box style 3D printers. MakerBot is the biggest manufacturer of the box style, whereas PrinterBot, I think, is the biggest manufacturer of this style 3D printer. This is PrinterBot. This is actually from a kit that I backed off of Kickstarter, which kind of takes theirs and in the fashion open source just kind of updates it just a little bit. So as you can see, this is the Z-axis rod, move up and down. This is the Y-axis and the motor for the Y-axis. This is the Z-axis motor. Can actually be seen underneath there. You can see the pulley that it's connected to, the Z-axis motor and the extruder motor. Things that I like about this printer. There is no motor on the print head. The print head is really, really, really light as a result. So you've just got the plate that it rides on, the hot end where you can see those red wires connecting into there, and the extruder nozzle, as well as a fan and some proximity sensors and some other things. So that's actually fairly light. Most of the printer heads that I've seen in 3D printers, they actually have one of these big, heavy, I mean, relatively for what it is, heavy motors on it. So that actually lightens this up. That'll hopefully fix or make it run faster, smoother, without a whole lot of wobble. Things that I don't like about it, it's also based off of open source hardware. So this is just a Ramps 3D printer controller on top of an Arduino Mega, and that whole electronics assembly is right there. So the Arduino Mega on the bottom, Ramps 3D printer controller up there. So those are the things that I liked about it. Things that I don't like about it are the this whole electronics assembly is supposed to, and I say supposed to because I didn't do it this way, it's all supposed to go underneath here, where you can see all that, but the clearance between that plate and the electronics assembly was such that if I was going to shove all this stuff under there, I was moving these heat sinks, and I was potentially going to damage some of those wires. So I actually left it separate from that. So yeah, that's not my biggest happiness. And then the other piece is I'm gonna move the plate such that it's as far extended as possible, and you can see that when I do that, this single channel extruded aluminum channel bar is what runs the length of this 3D printer, and that's wonderful on a Y-axis stability function. You've got the entire channel bar here, but on a X-axis stability, this axis right here, that plate, it moves back and forth, and you've just got the width of the motors and that channel bar to stop it from rocking. And like, I can very easily do that, whereas I have to really try and apply some force to make it go forward. So I'm worried about that. I may actually get some aluminum channel plate or aluminum plate and build a base plate for this all to sit on to provide some X-axis stability. So as a result, since I didn't have to, or since I didn't put this to where it is, this electronics assembly is just kind of free floating, and all these wires were going to be free floating, and they only gave me enough wire assembly to get up from down below up to the wiring stuff that needs the wiring harness up top. So I actually had to make my own set of this. So this is just HDPE tubing. Some friends of mine and I were going to build some LED hoops hula hoop style things, and so I've got a ton of this tubing around, and I just recreated this tubing stuff that you just use a craft knife or a hobby knife or a razor or whatever, and you take that tubing, you cut it into a big spiral, and you spiral it around corkscrew it around your wiring harness. As you can see, I did the same thing here, and that just stops the wiring from flying all over the place and provides it some structure and stability. So that's that. So those are the pros and cons. I've yet to fire it up. I'll see what tweaking I have to do, and probably do another video once I've got it up and running. I need to actually go buy some filament for it. They've give you a chintzy amount of filament to start with, so I've got to buy some filament for it. But so yeah, this is before I start doing much of any tweaking with it at all. So we'll see where we go from there. Thanks for watching.